Hi everyone, in this video we'll learn how to build insightful reports using SQL to analyze sales and customer performance. Get ready to level up your SQL skills and unlock the power of data-driven decision making. Okay, let's set up the database. So first thing first, we need to create two tables. One is our sales table and the second is customer table. In order to do that, we're gonna write create table sales. This is the name that I want to give to my table. So create table and sales is the name of my table. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open parentheses and I'm gonna add one more to close parentheses. In here, I'm gonna type order ID. So this is one column that I need, and I'm gonna set up data type for it, say integer. Also, this will be my primary key for this table, comma. I'm gonna add date column and data type will be date. I'm gonna add third column as total amount, and the data type I'll set for it is decimal and 10 2. I will also include customer ID and data type will be integer for it. So I'm creating this table. Let's run this. You can either do F5 or you can do execute. It's completed. Second table I'm going to create right after this is, and I'm going to show you later how to load the data in it, and I can provide you dummy data as well that you can practice as well. So second table I want to create is create table as customers. Again, open parentheses, close parentheses, and within that I'm gonna type customer ID. Now I'm gonna give it data type as integer. Here, this will be my primary key. So if you notice that earlier my primary key was order ID and customer ID was secondary, which is integer, and here customer ID data type integer is primary key. I'm gonna add another column called name, and this will be my varchar, and I can give it 50 meaning like, you know, it's kind of like a length. Email varchar 100. It will determine how long it will be. Another column I will add is join date, which is nothing but date, the type as date, just like above here. So we are capturing date. I'm gonna run this. You can either hit press 5 or above you can do execute. Commands completed successfully. This is how you'll set up the database. And in the next one, I'm going to show you how to insert sample data, and I'm going to provide you in this YouTube description that you can also use for example. Okay, now we're done with setting up the database. Let's insert sample data. And to do that for my restaurant transactions and customer information, I'm going to start with the sales table first. So first I'm going to show you what I've created. Select all from sales. So I can always choose it from the drop down, but if I execute this, it is showing me 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 columns that I created earlier up here. If you see order ID, date, total amount, customer ID, right? So now I want to add the data. In order to add the data, populate this table since it's all blank, you're gonna start it with insert into, and remember this is not case sensitive, so you can even write it in like, you know, no caps. So insert into sales, that's your table. You're gonna do open parentheses, order ID, date. So you're gonna select pretty much all the columns from drop down, customer ID. I'm just choosing, you know, whatever is shown in the drop down, or you can type it as well. Customer ID, close parentheses. Now you're gonna write values, and your values will be, so this is a complete dummy data that you're putting in. What I'm gonna do is in open parentheses and close parentheses, I'm gonna write first my order ID. Oops, sorry, I did the wrong spelling. Let's choose it from here. And remember, it's not case sensitive, so it doesn't matter if you're writing it capital or small. So order ID, I have some data actually, so I'm gonna just copy paste and show you what I'm typing. I'm gonna do maybe like, I'm gonna do 3 rows. I'm gonna copy paste and I'm gonna explain you what I did. 2 and 3. So what I'm doing is I'm typing in open parentheses and close parentheses in between order ID 1, comma, my date. Remember in SQL Server, it's always year first, month, and then your date, comma, total amount is 50.00. Since we chose 10, comma 2, so your amount can be up to 10 digits, dot 00. So it will always show you 2 decimal points, comma 101, which is your customer ID. Then after close parentheses, you will put another comma to show that you are adding one more value or more than one value, right? So you're gonna repeat the same process. You're gonna type in your sample data. So order ID 2, date, this is your total, 75 is your total amount, 102 is your customer ID. Then you come into the next row, order ID, your date, 30 is your total amount, 103, and see that in the last one I didn't give any comma or anything. You can do semicolon or you can do nothing. This means that you are done here. Just for the sample purposes, I'm only going to do 3. Let's run this or execute this. It says 3 rows affected, completion time. That means that I have successfully added the data in my sales table. Let's run the select all from sales query again and see what we get. So if you remember earlier, it was nothing in the table, but now it's going to populate what I have just added here. How cool is that, right? This is just basic, and what I'm going to do is the same thing for create table customers that we did. Now I'm going to add some information here. So again, you're going to see select all from customers. Just to show you what's in there, I will execute it, and it's only showing you the 4 columns that you created up here, nothing in here. So I'm going to copy paste again the same information like I showed you earlier, but this time I'm just going to copy paste and go over, and then I can show you what I added. So insert into customers, and then you are after this first line, insert into customers. So where do you want to insert? Customers table. Which columns you want to add? Customer ID, name, email, join date. Open parentheses, close parentheses. Next line will be what values you want to add. So let's just say you want to do values. Then you will add your values here. So for example, here in my case, I'm doing customer ID in open parentheses. My customer ID is 101, like I chose earlier. John Doe is the name, john.doe@example.com. Then my join date for this customer in the and then I put comma. Comma means I'm going to the second row now. If you don't put comma, SQL will not understand what you're trying to do. So you're basically saying comma that this row is done, move to the next row. So now you're saying again customer ID 102, Jane Smith, comma, email ID, comma, year, and so on. The last one, you're not gonna do any comma. This means that this is ending. This is what I want in there, right? So I'm just gonna run this, and again, I'm gonna run this or execute or press F5. So when I execute this, it will populate 3 rows, and if I do select all from customers, it will show me that I have populated 3 rows with the same information. So this is how you'll insert sample data. In the next one, we're gonna do sales performance analysis. Let's move on to the next one, yeah? Okay, time to dive into the exciting world of sales analysis. We'll write SQL queries to find the total sales revenue, average order amount, and best-selling items. So the tables that we have created, we're gonna do some SQL analytics with it. I have placed some questions here like get me total sales revenue, what's the average order amount, best selling items, and we're gonna be answering those from the tables that I have created here. First one you're seeing as the sales, the second one in the result is displaying customer table. So first one, the way you'll do it is get total sales revenue. That means you're doing select sum total amount from, sorry, I'm going to give it a name as total revenue from sales. That's your table. And all you have to do is just select all, hit execute, and it will give you the total revenue. So what is the total sales that you have so far in your sales table? It's total as 155. Second question is asking you what is the average order amount. So the way you'll do it is select average, AVG, total amount again as average order amount. I'm just gonna go short. This will become my column name from sales again. You can choose it from your drop down as well, and then hit execute. So you have to highlight it and hit execute. So your average amount is 51.66. Now the third question is give me the best selling items. In order to do that, you're gonna do select order ID, total amount, you're gonna choose 2 columns, order ID and total amount from sales. Now I'm gonna do where condition. Let me just pull it down a little bit so you can see where it's a condition that we're gonna give total amount, the column total amount is equal. I'm gonna write something in parentheses. So I'm writing a small query again within a query. So it'll become like a subquery. Select max total amount from sales. So what I'm saying is give me order ID, total amount from sales. Where is the condition? Where total amount, which is this column, total amount is equal to select max total amount. So whichever has the total max amount, give me that order ID. So once I highlight all of it and hit execute, it will say that order ID number 2 has the highest amount. If you want to compare, what you can do is select all from sales. You can actually run both tables at the same time in SQL Server by highlighting from here to here, and make sure to just add semicolon in here, and even if you don't do, it will still run it and give you these two tables. So hit execute, and it's showing you 1, 2, 3 order IDs, 2 being 75. Order ID 1 had 50, 3 had 30. So this is how you'll do the analysis in SQL query. I'm going to show you next how you can check customer performance, so stay tuned. All right, now we're gonna look into customer performance analysis. So I wrote some questions that we're gonna be again doing using sales table, using customers table. So I'm gonna check total number of customers. What is my total number of customers? My most loyal customers, and average order frequency per customer. In order to do that, first I'm gonna do total number of customers, right? In order to do that, I'm gonna do select count all. Since I'm looking at all the total number of customers, right? Select count all as my total customers. Remember this as total customers, this will become my column name. And then I'm gonna do from customers. So I'm gonna do select count all. It's gonna give me, oh, I have to connect again, sorry. So I just connected, and it's gonna give me total number of customers. So if you remember, we only had 3 records. So it's basically telling you that I have 3 customers. Now move on to the next analytical question. My most loyal customer. And how am I going to find that? So the way I'm going to find is select top 3 name email from customers. I'm actually going to do top 2 since I only have 3 records. So I'm gonna do select top 2. So I'm asking to only fetch 2 records, name and email from customers, and then I'm gonna do order by. So when you do top 2, you have to write in your query, how do you want to order it by ascending, by descending, and by which column. So I'm going to check by join date. I want to see that who's my loyal customer, meaning who joined long time ago and he's still here. So this is a very simple query. In here I'm going to do order by join date, ASC meaning ascending. So whoever joined me first and second will appear here in ascending order. I'm gonna go execute that. It's gonna tell me John Doe and Jane Smith. These are the 2 folks. So John Doe joined first and Jane Smith joined second, and these are my most loyal customers, right? Third question I'm asking is average order frequency per customer. So what is the average order frequency? How many orders the customers are placing? In order to do that, you're gonna do select name. I want to know the name of the customer. Count order ID as order frequency. Basically what I'm trying to do is number of orders each customer placed from customers. I'm going to type this as C, meaning this table alias is C. I'm going to left join sales So I'm joining from customers and left join sales table, let's call it S. alias, and I'm going to do join them on c dot customer ID equals s dot customer ID. And then my query doesn't end here. Remember, whenever you are adding any aggregated function like count, sum, average, and you have more than one column, you're gonna do group by. So you're gonna type group by whatever columns that you're not doing any sum, count, etc. You're gonna type their names. So group by name. This is your query. So average order frequency per customer. I'm gonna run this. It's showing that Jane, John, and Mike, all three of them ordered one time. The reason is because I haven't added much in the database, but if I had more than one, you'd see that the order frequency would be more. But since it's only one, so 111. So this is how you get the average order frequency. I'm going to show you combining sales and customer insights in the next one. Stay tuned. Okay guys, the magic happens when we combine sales and customer insights. We'll write complex SQL queries to understand the relationship between customer loyalty and spending pattern. By integrating data, we can identify high-value customers and tailor marketing strategies accordingly. So how about we find out now my high-value customers? So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is select c.name. C meaning the alias for customer. So definitely I'm going to use customer table sum. I'm going to do s dot total amount, s dot s for sales as my total spent from customers, C, and then I'm gonna join sales s on c dot customer ID equal s dot customer ID, right? Because we have these two columns that have the same value in sales and in customer table. Now I'm gonna do group by. Since I'm doing sum, I'm gonna type c.name group by c.name comma, oh actually I only have name, right? So group by name, order by total spent. So you see how it's in the drop down is showing me total spent. I can just type here total spent is actually this. So once I group it by, you can literally type order by total spent. You don't have to worry about it not actually the column name originally. So what I'm gonna do is descending order. Okay, and I can do limit to 2. Just show me 2 answers, right? So when I run this, I execute it. Oh, actually I cannot do limit here because this is a SQL server. So I can either do top 2 up here just to get 2 rows and select top 2. So my high value customers, the customers that spent the most is Jane Smith, $75, John Doe, $50. How easy is that, right? So this is how you're gonna combine sales and customer insights. Congratulations on learning SQL Analytics. We learned customer performance analysis, sales performance analysis. Really, you have unlocked the potential of your data, and this is a great achievement. So guys, if you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Thank you for joining me today, and happy SQL analyzing!